Christmas gift equals January corpse. That's the brutal truth about 99% of plant gifts sold in nurseries right now. But stick around, because I'm about to save your plants and your reputation. Look, I love nurseries, I really do. But let's be honest, they're basically selling you beautiful lies wrapped in festive bows. And if you're watching this, you've probably been that person who gave a gorgeous plant in December only to attend its funeral by Valentine's Day. I'm here to expose the 11 gifts that nurseries push during the holidays that are basically plant death sentences. And if you want a living room that looks like a botanical paradise instead of a plant graveyard, hit that subscribe button right now. We're Plant Care Secret, and we're about to spill all the tea on how to keep your green babies thriving. Gift Romanos 1, the poinsettia prison. Ah yes, the poinsettia, the festive plant that screams, "I'll be dead by New Year's." These tropical divas are sold in the middle of winter, wrapped in foil that traps moisture like a swamp, and placed in your 65-degree living room when they want 75 degrees minimum. Here's what nurseries won't tell you. That decorative foil wrapper? It's a death trap. No drainage, constant wet feet, and boom, root rot in 3 weeks. The sarcastic part? They know this. But a $12 plant that dies means you'll buy another one next year. Capitalism at its finest. The fix: remove that foil immediately, put it in a cash pot with drainage, keep it away from cold windows and drafts. Water only when the top inch is dry. Revolutionary, I know. Gift. Number 2. The succulent. No maintenance lie. They're so easy, you barely have to water them. This is the biggest scam in the plant world. Nurseries sell succulents in tiny pots with zero drainage, usually in pure peat moss that holds water like a sponge, and tell people they're low maintenance. I learned this the hard way. My mum gave me a gorgeous succulent arrangement for Christmas 5 years ago. I was so excited until I realized they were glued onto moss and stuck in a decorative container with no holes. Within 2 months, every single one had rotted from the inside out. I was devastated. That's when I started Plant Care Secret, because I was done with the nursery industry gaslighting us. The truth: succulents need drainage, gritty soil, and more light than almost any other houseplant. They're actually high maintenance in typical home conditions. The fix: immediately repot into terracotta with cactus mix. Place in your brightest window. Water deeply but infrequently, like every 2 to 3 weeks in winter. Gift number 3, the orchid in moss, a slow death sentence. Orchids are stunning. Orchids in sphagnum moss in decorative pots with no drainage. That's just murder with extra steps. Nurseries love potting orchids in tightly packed moss because it looks elegant and keeps them hydrated during shipping. But in your home, that moss stays wet for weeks, suffocating the roots until they turn into brown mush. The sarcasm. Alert: nothing says "I love you" like gifting someone a $30 plant that requires a PhD in root aeration to survive. The fix: repot in orchid bark immediately. Use a pot with drainage and slits on the sides. Water weekly by soaking for 10 minutes, then letting it drain completely. Your orchid will rebloom for years, instead of dying after one flowering cycle. Imagine this. It's next Christmas. Your family walks into your living room and gasps. Not because your plants are dead, but because they're thriving. Your fiddle leaf fig is touching the ceiling. Your pothos is cascading down the bookshelf like a green waterfall. Your orchids are blooming in 3 different colors. That's the feeling I want for you. That's why I started this channel. Because your home deserves to look like a botanical garden, not a memorial service for good intentions. If you want that reality, subscribe to Plant Care Secret right now. We're building a community of plant lovers who refuse to let nurseries scam us anymore. Gift number 4, the Christmas cactus in garden soil. Christmas cacti are actually pretty resilient, except when nurseries pot them in heavy garden soil that drains like concrete. These are jungle cacti, not desert cacti. They need well-draining soil, indirect light, and consistent moisture, but not soggy roots. The fix: repot in a mix of potting soil, perlite, and orchid bark. 1.1.1 ratio. Water when the top inch is dry. Keep in bright, indirect light. Boom, you'll have blooms every year instead of a rotting mess. Gift chapter 5, the fern in a bathroom with no light. Ferns love humidity. Put it in your bathroom. Sure, Jan, but does your bathroom have a window? Because ferns need light and humidity, not just one or the other. Nurseries sell Boston ferns, maidenhair ferns, and other drama queens without mentioning they need bright, indirect light and 60% plus humidity. Your average bathroom has maybe 40% humidity and a tiny frosted window. The fix: put your fern near an east-facing window or under a grow light. Use a humidifier or pebble tray. Mist daily if you're feeling fancy. Accept that ferns are divers and act accordingly. Gift number 6, the air plant. With 0 instructions, air plants seem magical, no soil needed, just air. Except they still need water and light and air circulation. Nurseries sell these mounted on driftwood or in cute glass terrariums, then tell customers just miss them occasionally. That's like telling someone to survive on licking ice cubes. The fix: soak your air plants in room temperature water for 20-30 minutes once a week. Shake off excess water. Place in bright, indirect light with good airflow. They'll actually grow instead of slowly desiccating into crunchy brown sculptures. Gift number 7, the Calathea, beginner's plant, joke. If someone tells you Calatheas are beginner-friendly, they're either lying or selling something, usually both. These drama queens need distilled water, high humidity, no direct sun, no drafts, consistent temperatures, and possibly a blood sacrifice under a full moon. Nurseries market them as easy because the patterns are gorgeous and they sell like crazy. Then they die, and you feel like a failure. The fix: only buy Calatheas if you have a humidifier, patience, and 0 attachment to your sanity. Otherwise, get a pothos and save yourself the therapy bills. Gift number 8, the peace lily in pure peat. Peace lilies are actually forgiving until you realize nurseries pot them in pure peat moss that becomes hydrophobic when it dries out. You water it, the water runs right through without being absorbed, and the plant droops like it's auditioning for a death scene. The fix: repot with a mix that includes perlite and orchid bark for drainage. Bottom water if the soil has become hydrophobic. Peace lilies will forgive you, but only once. Gift number 9, the fiddle leaf. Fig statement piece. Nurseries love selling fiddle leaf figs as statement pieces. They're tall, dramatic, and expensive, which means profit margins that would make a hedge fund manager weep with joy. The problem? They're sold root-bound in nursery pots 2 sizes too small, and marketed as easy when they're actually drama queens who drop leaves if you look at them wrong. The fix: repot immediately into a pot 2 to 4 inches larger. Place in bright, indirect light. Rotate weekly. Water when top 2 inches are dry. Except that some leaf drop is normal during adjustment. Your fiddle will thank you by not looking like a tall stick with 3 leaves. Gift 10. The snake plant in a pot with no drainage. Snake plants are indestructible. Cool. Now put one in a ceramic pot with no drainage hole, overwater it twice, and watch it turn into mush in 6 weeks. Nurseries sell snake plants in decorative pots because they look modern and minimal. What they don't mention is that root rot doesn't care about aesthetics. The fix: drainage holes are non-negotiable. Use a cash bow if you want the decorative look. Water every 3 to 4 weeks in winter. Your snake plant will outlive your mortgage. Gift 11. The lucky bamboo. That's not even bamboo. Plot twist: lucky bamboo is actually Dracaena sanderiana, and it hates tap water with chlorine and fluoride. Nurseries sell these in vases of water with decorative rocks, telling customers to just add water. Then the tips turn yellow and brown, and people think they killed the world's easiest plant. The fix: use distilled or filtered water. Change it weekly. Add a tiny amount of liquid fertilizer monthly. Place in indirect light. Your bamboo will actually stay green instead of looking like it survived a chemical attack. Here's the thing: nurseries aren't evil. They're businesses. But you deserve to know the truth so your plants can thrive, not just survive until January. If this video saved you from killing your next plant gift, do me a favor. Subscribe to Plant Care Secret. We post real no BS plant care advice every week. Hit that like button so more plant lovers can find this video. Comment below, what's the worst plant gift you've ever received? I want to hear your horror stories. And if you want that living room that makes people stop and say, wait, how are your plants so gorgeous? Binge our channel. We've got care guides for every plant, troubleshooting videos, and real talk about what actually works. Your plants are counting on you. Don't let a nursery's profit margin be the reason they die. I'm Plant Care Secret, and I'll see you in the next video where your plants will still be alive.